How's it going, guys? My name is Alex.
Good evening.
And welcome to a much requested video. I get these comments literally every single time I upload a new video and I show you guys my formation, this one or a different formation that I use. People ask me where to get 4-4 formation and other fun formations that probably sometimes not really usable, but it's definitely sometimes interesting. People want to try them out, but they're not available anymore. I can show you how I'm getting these formations first and foremost, and I'm also gonna be showing you the best formation for best different playstyles. First and foremost, in order to get a certain formation, you need to know which exactly club in real life or a national team in real life is playing with that particular formation at this very moment, and how exactly Konami is interpreting that formation too. It's also important. So once you know that, once you know like a Portugal or some kind of like a, I don't know, maybe Manchester United is playing a very, very nice variation of 4-3-3 that has a very specific build of players, you know that you need to go to your base team settings from within the team editing menu and change the base team to the team of your desire. This is not Al Nassr. After I have done that, so for instance, if I want to change this formation to something like Europe and English League or Manchester City is playing very interesting formation right now currently. I go back, I click on the manager, I click on the change formation button and I click on default. Now the formation has defaulted to whatever Manchester City is playing currently. These formations are updated weekly or every other week. And now the question is how I'm getting the formations that I want. That's the first option. Obviously, people are asking me how exactly I'm getting the formation. So for that, if I'm going to like this formation, there is no possibility currently, I think, to get this exact 4-3-3 formation. You see these defensive or center midfielders are kind of positioned wider, they're higher up the pitch, and it is not a regular 4-2-1-3 formation if you were to choose the formation from the default list. So default list has also a plethora of formations that you can use, and it's not necessarily if I'm using these formations I get more chances to win. It's just like I like the position of the player, and I think it actually benefits my gameplay. So when you have found the formation that suits you very well, this is a good idea to save it. So I have game plan list, and that's how exactly I saved the formation that is 4-2-4. So I saved it in the 10th game plan, in the like towards the right, so that I'm not fiddling around with that formation, not clicking on change formation, and I'm not clicking on default. Because once you're doing that, whoever you're having as a manager currently, or actually whichever team you're having currently as your base team, is gonna be setting to formation that manager is playing with that team. So if I'm setting this team to Manchester City, for instance, and clicking on default formation, I'm gonna be getting Manchester City formation, and I will never get this 4-4 formation back. So how exactly to get 4-4 formation? You can't. This has been a formation that has been carried over with me, I think, since eFootball 2022. So it's been 2 years. I mean, people are selling accounts with this formation because you can't really get it otherwise. There is also another way to get a formation, which is kind of illegal. You need to somehow connect your account to PS5 or PS4 or Xbox or PC and then edit your formation and somehow import it into the game. I don't know exactly how it's done. So there you can easily adjust the players, because you know that on console or PC you can adjust the position of the player. So there's absolutely no discussion about formations. There's nobody's interested about in these videos. It's only relevant to mobile. So for mobile, you need to use the exact fixed position of players that certain managers are employing. And right now, this formation is not available, so everyone is keeping asking me that. But I have a tip for you how exactly you can help yourself finding the formation you want without, bothering asking anyone. It's something that comes naturally. I just find a team, I employ this team as my main team, and then after that, by the way, if you want to play with any other team other than Manchester City, you can go to base team settings, select this team over here, and from here, you just don't set this team's formation as default, and you'll be able to use the crest of the team and the kits of the team that you're following or you want, and still use this formation of Manchester City. So that is another tip. But when you want to find the formation you want, I know there is a few apps which can offer this function, but I suggest you to download. This is not sponsored, by the way. You can, it's just like for your benefit, because it is very convenient to do on mobile. Download eFootball Hub app. Once you've done that within the app, all you need to do is wait for the database to be downloaded, because that's important. They are downloading all the new data, and for the managers it is also important. You click on the manager tab, and from here you see manager database. So whenever formation you see like a fun formation that I'm using, I don't remember which base team I was using to set it as a default formation for my team. But you can do it the following. You can click on this short icon, and for instance, I want to find a formation with 2-second strikers, right? I position this player, so to speak, and on the second circle position, and position another on the second circle position. This is more than enough to find all the formations with 2-second strikers, which is kind of rare on its own, and it's most likely going to be 3 at the back, 4 midfielders, I would assume, and 3 attackers, and there's going to be 1 center forward. So I click search, and from here, exactly what I was predicting, this is the type of formations that is available, lots of them. And you just see the manager, you see Roma, Jose Mourinho, easy. You go then to your team. If I were to use this formation, I go and click on the crest, I click on the base team settings, and I look for Roma. Jose Mourinho is going to be my new manager, not manager per se, but still. Okay, so I click on the Italian league, and from here, I click on Roma. And now from here, I click on the manager, change formation, default, and look, I have this formation with 2-second strikers, which is kind of fun. You can't really change them to any other position. That's unfortunate. I would rather have them as an attacking midfielder, but for that exactly purpose, you can click on the new search and change these positions to attacking midfielders, right? Like that. And we need 1 striker. And just to ensure that everything works exactly like we are narrowing down the search, we have right and left midfielders. And now I click search, and there's also similar formations, not exactly what I was looking for, but look, there is Vivar and Nagasaki, very, very fun formation too. So what I do, I click on the crest again, I click on the base team settings, Vivar and Nagasaki, go back, click on the manager, change formation, default, and look at this brilliant formation, which is pretty much the same, a little bit lower midfield line, and you have these players not in a second striker formation, but as an attacking midfielder, and you can also convert them to center midfielders if you want to. So imagine like a wall of 6 midfielders, center midfielders, then 3 at the back and 1 striker. They are so compact. That's actually a very fun formation I might be using. It's just like you need to ensure that maybe playing Figa and someone, yeah, you'd probably want to have someone like Cancelo over here and maybe Zinchenko, because they can play left midfielder and right midfielder positions, and they're gonna be playing as a right and left wingbacks, helping you in defense as well. So this is the guide. I'm gonna be showing you around my team now that you know how to get any formation that you want and how to find all the rare formations. And keep in mind that every other Thursday, Konami is updating that. So if you were using a previously manager or a base team settings, it might not work anymore in just 1 week. So every single time I find a very fun formation, I'm saving that. And when I want to transfer it to my team, all I do, I just delete, I go to game plan list. I can't really carry over a formation that is not existing anymore with the manager method. So what I do, I just delete, for instance, a team, click here, delete game plan. And once I click on creating a new game plan, just don't want to do that because I like how everything is set up with my team. All the settings of my currently selected formation will be transferred on this empty slot, so I will be having 2 teams that have exactly the same formation and exactly the same selection of players in my 2 separate game plans. And then within that newly created game plan, I can just change the players. So with that said, let's check out the teams that I have. This experimental formation is something that we were playing around, and actually I might be playing with this, you know. So this formation would be good for long ball counter. Possession would be nice as well. I wouldn't necessarily play with quick counter because it seems like only a few players will be making exactly the runs that are useful for you, like only attacking midfielder and center forward. But still, I mean, there is no such thing as like this formation is not working for this playstyle. In this game, you can play any playstyle with any formation. So this is not necessarily 4-4, but this is like a 4-3-1-2 because I was playing around with that. So this formation would be good for quick counter because it is quite direct. Quick counter is usually a playstyle where all your players are running through the middle. Premier League, this is a quick counter playstyle, even though I think, like I said, this is not probably the best formation for quick counter. And this is the formation, like I said, I think that such formation is not existing in the game anymore. Why? Because I saved that using the method that I explained before. The formation that actually is using quick counter the best, I would suggest using, like, this is actually arguably the best formation for quick counter, because you have a right midfielder or left midfielder, attacking midfielder, and 2 center forwards making the runs for you whenever you get possession of the ball, and that's exactly how quick counter formation works. Once you get possession of the ball, all your players making runs, and you have so many avenues to perform a lofted pass or a through pass to your right midfielder or left midfielder, and then all the strikers making runs, even if it's like a deep line forward like Benzema or any other playstyle that is kind of tricky. All of them with quick counter, long ball counter playstyles will be making runs. Serie A, I think this is the exactly... oh yeah, actually, this is a formation that suits long ball counter well. You can play possession with that, and even quick counter. So I play quick counter with this one. Once again, I don't remember which exactly manager I was using. It is Sepahan most likely. So I think if you're good to go to base team settings, you need to go to base team. What I do, I think I selected Asia, Kenya, and then AFC Champions League. And that was probably Sepahan. You have 10 slots, use all of them. I'm saving every single separate team with a brand new formation. Mexican League, I already showed that to you. J League, also people were asking me, I don't remember. So I don't remember this formation. We go to finally 4-2-4. This is the formation that is good for a long ball counter, and maybe quick counter. Playing possession with that one is pretty difficult, because if you want to have possession-based manager, it's probably better to change it to something like 3-2-3-2 or something like 4-3-3, because you will have at least some midfielders to pass with. With 2 midfielders, it's really difficult to pass the ball. So with that said, my favorite formation for long ball counter or possession for that matter would be this one, because it is very solid. You can switch this position or this position for that matter to a defensive midfielder. I just like to switch this one to defensive midfielder because Miro will be playing on the right, because Modric can curl with his stronger foot if he just ends up in a position where he can curl the ball. Curlers are overpowered. A long-range curler skill is very important in this game. So that has been the video. I hope you have absolutely no questions now about the formations. You can find the formations of your desire. Hopefully all the formations that you want will be dropped in the future updates, and I'll see you next time. Peace.